Hi guys. So I'm going to go ahead and do a collective reading right now. With the collective readings, I am going to kind of do these pretty much from scratch. Unlike with my actual like sign readings where I have everything already out and ready to go. I like to just like I notice for the collective ones, I like to do it from scratch. Because I know some people like to see the whole alchemy process of like the cards coming together and all the information coming together. So I'm gonna be doing that for the collective readings now, but keep it how I have it for the sign readings. Okay, so the two decks that I'm going to be using today are the Dreams of Gaia Tarot and the Thoth Tarot. Okay, so for the collective who is watching right now, what do they need to know right now for their highest timeline? Collective that's watching right now, what do they need to know for their highest timeline? One more. Okay. All right, we have the 10 of Air. I love this 10 of Air card. All right. And then on the bottom we have the Sage. He's like a masculine crone. The Sage. All right. Now with the Thoth Tarot. So, already trying to pop out. Okay. For the collective watching, what do they need to know right now for their highest timeline? For the collective watching, what do they need to know right now for their highest timeline? One more. Highest timeline. Aww, the Lovers card. This is one of my favorite Lovers card. See the people and also their inner child meeting. And with the Hierophant in the background. Beautiful. And we have the 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. All right, so now to the messages. So what does the collective who is watching right now need to know for their highest timeline? They need to know. Okay. So these normally take a minute to unravel. So I'm going to look at the cards now. Okay, so 10 of Pentacles is the highest of the suit. So is the 10 of Air for the Air suit. And then we have two trump cards right here. The Sage and the Lovers card. Wow, okay, so wealth and marriage, like that's the very first thing I see with this 10 of Pentacles. Excuse me. And the Lovers card. Ten of Pentacles and Lovers card. Great wealth. Creating something, legacy. Legacy and love. Legacy and love. Okay. And with the Sage and the 10 of Air. So the Sage is right here, he's a masculine, like, crone energy. Typically we say crones as like the kind of the older woman, but he is an older man, an old wise sage, kind of like a hermit card, a mixture of like hermit and Hierophant. That's how I always see him. Hermit and Hierophant. has his owl and his wolf. Able to see from high up and within long distance, pack energy at nighttime. Okay, let's put this to the side. All right. So let's go ahead and read your messages. So we have the City of Angels, February, which today is February 1st, partnerships and or commissions, harvest, Leo moon, and we have this symbol that's here. Oh, this came out for an Aries reading about a month ago. Up here, normally the symbol, like when I created it, I did it like this, but it came out like this, just like in the Aries reading a month ago, representing power in the West. Whatever that means for you. We'll get more into it. I'll kind of flesh it through. Okay, then we have Pisces, Venus. Oh, so we have two. Okay. And then a red flag masquerading as a green flag. Ooh. All right. I just breathed, as soon as I breathed out, the red flag thing just kind of like leaned up and hit the Ten of Pentacles card. A red flag masquerading as a green flag with money, with wealth in some way. This is a beautiful card. I actually see it as the 29 of Pentacles. That's how I have it, like in my own thing. And I actually have that card pulled out for me right now on my my ritual space, which actually represents this exact card, 29 of Pentacles. I counted all of the pentacles, including the yellow ones, but all in the background. There's 29 total here. 29 total. Okay, and so with this card, my interpretation of it is 29 of Pentacles. Keeping your 10 of Pentacles for yourself and the other pentacles, like when you have 10 of Pentacles, that's enough. That's a legacy. That's lifetime of wealth. When you have more of that, it's about, in my opinion, it's about like helping your community, your city, those around you. But we have a red flag masquerading as a green flag. So what would that be about with this? Interestingly, I heard this from a guy. I don't know what book it's from, but he had like a different kind of interpretation about like wealth, and I actually really connected with that, how he explained it. It's like a 70%, 10%, 10%, 10% of like your money and how to kind of like use that. So 70% is obviously the money that you're spending in your life. 10% goes into a savings account. So like every time you get paid, you know, or you get a check or however your money comes in, 10% of that goes into your savings account. 10% of that goes into a like an account, or however you see that, of money that you give to people, you help people with. And then the other 10% goes towards, what is that? Goes towards, I think like I can't remember, but I'm going to say like a fund for like emergencies, because that's what I would do. But 70% is like also, that 70% is like what you're living on. So that was like kind of what he explained. I might have like butchered that last part a little bit, but I'm going to focus in on the 10% since I was kind of talking about that with the 29 of Pentacles. Maybe that's a red flag in some way, because those are two different kinds of concepts. 10%. And like he was even talking about like, even if you're not just giving that away like every single time, like letting it kind of add up. And if there's someone who comes into your life that actually needs help, who's not just like taking from you, where you see where you can help them, that 10%, the account that's like building up to help others with, um, to help, like, and not overextending, not over giving. So interesting. But like with this, like 29 of Pentacles clearly is a way more than anyone needs in a lifetime. That's kind of like the whole point of why I made that. Like 10% is our, not 10%. Oh, I was gonna say 10% is already your legacy. That sounds like a lot of money if 10% is already your legacy. But I was gonna say 10 of Pentacles is already the legacy. It's already the wealth. It's a lifetime of wealth. Anything more than that is something that you're building upon. You're investing in other people. You're giving like into different, however you see that. So we're gonna keep looking at that. That just kind of like came out, but a red flag masquerading as a green flag. So is that a healthy opinion? Both of those? We'll come back to that. Okay, so then we have the wise old sage here. He doesn't have to be old, you know, it could just be simple crone energy. And I believe we all have crone energy in us, even when we're young. Like there's certain things that we have gone through that other people haven't gone through. Like things that you might have gone through at 10 years old that people don't go through until they're like 50, and you already have like the wisdom from that which you went through at 10 years old that someone else might not have, even being like 50 years old. So this is like more so like knowledge that you have already gained. Whatever age you are, knowledge you've already gained. For whatever reason you had to learn it, you know. Okay. And yeah, 10 of air is painful. Like it can be painful. In most of the suits, it's kind of seen as a bad card, you know, like betrayal, being stabbed in the back. But this is a beautiful 10 of swords. It's the peak of the suit of the air energy. It's being in possession of the full truth mentally, like the full knowledge, like having a book of truth, like however that is seen for you, in possession of the knowledge, whether or not you're speaking the knowledge or not, you're in possession of it. With this wise old sage, it reminds me of the Hierophant energy, speaking when you're called upon, not speaking just to speak. Like when your energy is being called upon to speak, like even with tarot, that's a sense of like being called upon to speak. You sit down and you say, what does the collective or whoever need to know right now? And that's being called upon to give a message. Being in possession of something, of knowledge. So maybe like I'm in possession of the knowledge that you need to hear right now. It could be as simple as that, like metaphorically, but it within your own life. Okay, then we have, okay, let me finish with the cards right here. I didn't get to the Lovers card before I get into the messages. So the Lovers card, I love this Lovers card. Oh, should I cover that up? Maybe. I don't know what's going to be flagged here. Okay, so this is, I love this Lovers card. See, it's like the inner children and the adult versions of the self meeting in marriage and partnership, whatever this symbolizes to you. This could even be just like the union of ideas, of a process of creativity, things coming together and working nicely with each other. Like they were designed to work. Like you could even say like two artists coming together and creating something that was like meant to happen, like profound. Like you could just say that they're in this energy. and not in like a romantic sense, like in a platonic, like creative sense. So this can mean like yeah, different things, but like it's about union of two people, two ideas, of two separate things. You can even say four things potentially, since we have four right here. Okay, hold on. My nose is running a little bit. Okay. All right. So then we have the City of Angels. So this, oh, being drawn to this, the City of Angels. Typically, it represents Los Angeles, but I was just immediately drawn to her wings. She looks like she's in a city, in a realm of angels. Huh. This always represents going through a portal for me, like exiting from something, moving into a new, because it's the ultimate suit, it's the 10 of air. It's the peak of the suit. And it's almost like maybe having gained everything that you needed from the stage and you're ready to walk through the new door, wherever that is leading to. It's like peering into a portal. Yeah, peering into a portal. Okay, then we have February. So, I mean, it's February 1st as I'm reading this right now. The month of February. Most of it is ruled by Aquarius, and then the very end is taken over by Pisces energy. We'll come back to that. We'll see what else that's about. Okay, then partnerships and or commissions, which comes back to kind of like what I was talking about with like art. Yeah, art. This could be about partnership. So this could be very different for everyone here. So this could be about like partnership, like actual like two romantic partners coming together, their inner children meeting, being safe. This is a feeling of being safe, being able to be in this inner child energy and be accepted. It's a beautiful energy. And then the other side of it, like commissions, like with art, beauty, any kind of thing that is related to commissions. But like two things coming together, potentially four things, or whatever that is for you, coming together to create something. Because we have the 10 of Pentacles here. That's a lot of money. That's literally creating peak wealth, peak finances within something, like being able to create it in a way that you're going to be able to hit the success of it, the financial success of it, the resources, having the resources necessary to create something, whatever way that means for you, whatever those resources are. And then we have harvest, and the 10 of Pentacles can be about peak harvest. Yeah, like picking all the fruit and sharing it, like you creating the mural and presenting it. Yeah, like opening up the like art night and having all your art on the walls. I would love to do that one day, like my art just like all over everything. Like just something like that. Harvest, like something you've put a lot of work into, or group of people has put a lot of work into, or partnership has put a lot of work into, and harvesting it, getting the fruits from it, which creates a whole new stage. So you sit there, the whole stage of like actually creating the fruit tree takes a lot of time, a lot of attention, and it still takes years for it to fruit. But so that's an entire cycle of itself. And then once it actually starts fruiting, that creates a new cycle of like nourishing the body, nourishing other people. Harvest. You've gone through the tedious work of like creating like the fruit trees and the years it's taken to like keep it healthy and strong to the point where it's starting to fruit now, which the fruit is going to create new cycles of legacy, plentitude. Okay, then we have Leo moon, which this kind of feels like Leo moon. Leo represents the sun, but we have the moon energy here. Emotionally prideful, emotionally center stage, emotional attention, emotional expression. With Leo moon though, I feel like it's more so like you're very expressive with people that you're comfortable with, not necessarily everyone, like almost like a tribe or a partnership or your people that you're creating with within like this kind of like more group or confined situation expressed within this situation. Maybe not even needing it to go beyond this situation, just within this situation. Okay. Then we have this symbol, which represents power, creating empowerment, but in the West. And so in the Aries reading, I was talking about like the West could represent many different things for you. It could literally just mean like the West, like North America, South America, or the West, like the US, or the direction, the West. Like in pagan cultures, West typically represents water. Not with every culture, but like water. And some people have like a bunch of their like alchemy connected to, these different things. Like the West, mine's connected to the snake. Oh, interesting. And that's sitting right below the lovers right here. How is that sitting? Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's sitting like this. Look at that. There's a little egg with a snake. Huh. Harvest. Hold on, my nose is running again. Okay. Harvest. Birth. Yeah, the egg is ready to hatch. It's like a mama taking care of her babies or her eggs before, there's a whole like incubation process that has to happen in order for her to have a healthy nest of babies, healthy nest of eggs. And the egg always represents to me your divine, your soul's inheritance, those things that you are here to birth. They're born of your soul, of your spirit. I've also heard it called your soul's signature, that which has your like imprint on it. It's born of you, of the things that you've had to learn, whether or not you learn that at 10 years old or 50 years old. It's born of you. You've learned it. You've had to go through the tedious work of like the fruit tree. Like, let's say like 5 years, you've had to tend this fruit tree tediously with no fruit. That takes a lot of time and dedication with very, very little reward. But when it's ready to fruit, that is yours because you took the time. No one else did. They did their own things in their own life, but that is born of you. You went through that tedious work of no reward, getting your fruit ready for the time that it's ready to Yeah, harvest. Okay, then we have Pisces Venus. Emotional love. Venusian watery. Sounds very artsy. In more of like an abstract way. Kind of thinking of like Van Gogh. Because I'm thinking of like, I have Venus and Capricorn and I'm very artistic, but mine's more structured, capricious. This is Venus and Pisces, more flowy, more watery, more like boundaryless. It just reminds me of like throwing paint at a canvas and creating with it in some way. Okay, we'll get back to that. And then a red flag masquerading as a green flag. A red flag masquerading as a green flag. So something that is actually quite concerning that appears to be good, that appears to be a good sign, that's actually concerning. I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but the only green that I'm really seeing right here is around these pentacles. The idea of the money, how it's going to be used. Hold on, goodness. Sorry guys, my nose is just, it's just that time of year. Green. Something about the money, how it's going to be used, the legacy of it. Like, what is it being used for? I feel like that's not really anyone else's concern. Like how you choose to use your wealth, if you've used it in this energy where you've taken the time to create it tediously. Is this someone else like hovering around your money or how you're going to use it? I don't know. We have the Lovers card right next to it. This is like a very healthy Lovers energy, in my opinion. Building it together. Maybe understanding that it's a co-creative process and not just you. Because we have two signs coming out here. Moon in Leo and Venus in Pisces, which can represent like two separate energies creating something together. Like, it's not just about one person, it's about both of us, it's about all of us. I just watched an episode of Dragon Tales where I forgot the little girl's name, but they were all wanting to build a tree house, but she kept kind of forcing her opinion onto everyone and was upsetting everyone. They were trying to build something that everyone was going to be able to enjoy. But she kept forcing her opinion or just immediately like not even asking, like just forcing like what she wanted onto the design. Instead of like everyone having like their individual creative process within the design and building of the treehouse. And that's ultimately why they all walked away from her. Because she felt like her way was the best way, instead of allowing everyone to have like their creative expression within it. Anyway, she ended up like realizing her mistake and went and found them again because she talked to an old wise tree. This like little wise tree guy, who kind of like talked to her and asked her questions. He bounced ideas off of her to make her think and understand, like, this is about everyone, not just about you. A red flag masquerading as a green flag. Maybe someone trying to take over something, whereas it's more of a co-creative process between everyone and not just one person, or whatever, however that dynamic is coming through for you. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Okay, the City of Angels. So this could be Los Angeles, like literally Los Angeles for someone. But I'm really being drawn to this, her with the wings, the City of Angels. She looks like she's finished something, like she's completed a project, she's completely done, and she's walking through a new portal. She's ready for her next adventure. She's hit the peak of the suit of the knowledge, and she's moving forward. She's going towards the next thing, the next stage, the next experience. If this is about like a couple, like you've reached the peak of something and you're ready to evolve into something new, a new stage of evolution. Even within like the mind, this is technically the suit of air. Within the mind, yeah, and if you think about it, like once you walk through the portal, you start from the beginning on a whole new journey. It reminds me of starting at the bottom of a new mountain. You know, you're not lesser down. You've reached the peak of this mountain. You're walking through a portal and you're starting fresh at the bottom of a new mountain. You haven't lost any of this knowledge or experience. You've just begun something new. And that can be kind of difficult, starting at the bottom of a new mountain, especially if this is about like relationships in some way. But it's beautiful. And if like everyone, or if you say like two partners, if they both have that same kind of understanding, like we're starting something new, we're beginning a new evolution. I'm going to say like with the mind here, since this is air, we're thinking differently. We're evolving how we think about something or each other, about what we want going forward, how we want to communicate, how we want to create things. As we have the wealth right here, the legacy, which can be about family. 10 of Pentacles can represent like family legacy, family wealth, generational wealth, being passed on, inheritance, heritage. Creating that, or making sure that it's something that's stable, which, you know, evolving creates stability. Even when it appears like you're starting at the bottom of a new mountain, it's actually energy going for, it's moving forward, it's growth. When you cling too hard to like the peak of one mountain and refuse to go through the portal to begin new at the bottom of another mountain, that to me is stagnancy. And that actually, I feel like that creates less wealth. It almost like goes into the Four of Pentacles energy. So whereas you think you're holding on to the Ten of Pentacles, you create a Four of Pentacles energy, which is quite less than what you could achieve. It's just sometimes it's scary to walk through another portal. But right here, this is clarifying. You have gained wisdom. This is knowledge that isn't going to leave you. You've gone through the entire process of gaining whatever this is. It looks like you're ready to walk through whatever portal this is without losing anything. It looks like you're ready to harvest something. Like walking through the portal is a form of your harvest. It's like beginning a new cycle. Like now we have all this fruit. Now we can do something more with it. We can create with it. We can give it away, whatever that is. And February. Yeah, maybe this month. This is kind of happening this month. It's February 1st, the very first day. This is what you're creating this month. Excuse me. Okay, maybe this is just going to represent something different for you. I'm guessing it has something to do with this month. That's what you're creating this month. And technically, you know, the 14th is Valentine's Day, and we have this Lover's card with this money. And typically people spend money on Valentine's Day. Like, you know, like, depending on who you are. Some people go all out. Some people do something very simple. It depends on your partner. Some partners like simple things. They like the roses and like a fresh bath waiting for them. And then some people like going to like the Ritz and like having luxurious dinners and you know, yeah, it's I guess it's really about knowing your partner, knowing the people that you are involved in. If this is like about art or commission in some way, knowing the group, knowing the dynamics, who would like what, who understands what, how is it all going to work together in order to create this harvest, the ultimate harvest. The ultimate harvest. Huh. Okay, then underneath, yeah, this energy, we have the partnerships and commissions with the harvest. Yeah. Underneath this 10 of Pentacles, normally I don't read the energy that's underneath it, but we have the 10 of Swords right under this one on this deck, which this is the 10 of Swords, but it's like the painful 10 of Swords. Right underneath this 10 of Pentacles, the legacy wealth. But that's not what's coming out. This is what's coming out. But it feels like that's almost a warning with a red flag masquerading as a green flag. Making sure that you like, this is the one that came out, not the other one, but it just feels like there's a warning here. I'm not quite sure what this warning is. Unless you just already know what that is for yourself. Like, making sure it's in this energy. Making sure, like, maybe it is about like recognizing like the peak of a mountain and understanding how to start anew from the bottom of another mountain and not clinging to what you have and creating this this 4 of Pentacle energy from your 10 of Pentacle energy. Yeah, we're gonna leave it like that for right now. Okay, Leo moon with this power in the West. Like, this is how it's sitting under this card. See how this little dot is sitting right on the egg and the snake. And the West energy in my alchemy represents the snake. Transformation. With this Leo moon energy, stepping into this like expressive, emotional, passionate expression. But Leo moon, I feel like it's more about within your, like, just you and your partner, if this is about just 2 people, or within like a community or art project. Making sure you're voicing your opinion and your passion and your ideas like not getting in that energy of, I believe her name is Cassie from Dragon Tales, where someone's taking over too much of the project, or even potentially you taking over too much of the project. Like making sure that there's like an even balance of something here. That's really what that looks like. But with the snake energy, transmuting something, transforming something, it's about turning venom into medicine. Maybe something toxic was happening. Like with this red flag sitting underneath the Ten of Pentacles, like clutching too tightly onto something, which actually creates a lesser version of it when it's at least right here. That's what's coming through. It creates a lesser version of something when you're clutched to it. So transforming some kind of toxic energy. I mean, we have this beautiful, beautiful Lovers card here. Transforming something toxic. A toxic energy wrapped around the egg of a project, potentially, into the medicine. Understanding where the toxicity is, potentially. Yeah, I love the snake symbolism around the egg. It's just because it's coming through as like this kind of venomous energy. Yeah, transmuting it into a protective energy instead of something that's like almost like strangling the egg, the vision, the project, the inheritance, the soul's inheritance, a divine birth. Okay, and then Pisces, Venus. Yeah, this just kind of like, it feels like boundaryless love, like being fully expressed emotionally. We have fire and water here. And fire moon, fiery water. This Pisces, Venus, this earthy water. Watery earth. It feels good for like lovers energy, also for like an artistic community of like creating something, expression. I love that, like as energy to kind of like harness and step into right now. Yeah, okay, and then a red flag masquerading as a green flag. Yeah, all I can say is like this green is around all of these coins, these 10 coins here. Making sure that maybe just like asking simple questions about like maybe your ideas around money, around legacy, around whatever this is. Making sure it's creating this energy and not what's underneath this card. It's not showing, but it's underneath it as like a warning. We have this red flag. Making sure it's coming through as this 10 of air energy. That feels like all that it's kind of like asking right here. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I feel like I got everything out of it that needed to come out. Yeah. All right, well, I hope you gained something from this and got the knowledge, some alchemy that can be useful for your life. And I wish you well, and I hope to see you next time.